Yeah, he's got that back, and so that early trade from Faker to get the egg doesn't really do all that much. Now you see Owner over the wall. They're just gonna Fate's Call and throw in Keria, but it's not gonna get smited away. And now we do have the Bard ult to come down. The Crescent Guard Canyon does go in, and Ruler, Valkyrie's in. Double stun does come out here from Duro. Not able to get Pays though, as Chovy in a bit of trouble. He's gonna have to flash the wall. Ruler with the big one, so close. But they do just walk it off.
Honestly, super close fight. T1 just about surviving, making me...
Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
You know...
It's like a glitch in the Matrix or something. Like.
Yeah. I think Keria kind of... He threw himself in, expecting to die.
Doran's going to get burst down big time here. Super low, and now he's going to level up to level 9. Might help him out a little bit, but eventually has to flash and just dies to the follow flash, and that's Keen with the solo kill.
Clean from Keen there, finding the solo kill onto Sion. The rest of T1, not really what you want to see. But honestly, not as surprised. I feel like we see so many Sions solo killing Jaces.
Yeah.
Let's do the LCK. Oh, fight coming in here.
There's a guard available. Canyon might be able to get out. He's just going to go in saying, well, I'm dead. And with no flash and a lot thrown at him, he is not going to get out. Yes. Is the sequel... Okay, Ro's going to take 2 turret shots, and now Doran wants to get in and trade this, and he will! And even the flash used by Ruler.
Well...
Not the cleanest one, but they got him.
With every play...
Yeah, this time Canyon's not going to overstep, but he's going to hit that Wind Becomes Lightning, and Owner just has to flash out.
Yeah, good moves there.
Definitely the safe call. He wants to make sure he has a health bar if he's going to be in this fight. Wall does come down, but eventually will time out, and then Owner and the squad can get in. Little stun as Owner's going in, and it goes to 5, but it still goes the way of Canyon. As now Owner super low, trying to drag his way out once again. The hostile takeover is going to help, but now Canyon in an awkward spot. Some flashes away. Big stun on the Pays, as now he's got the bailout, though picks up 1 kill, but he can't get away. That's just going to be GENG cleaning up in the Rift Herald pit. And even Doran has to flash away as the flash wall comes out from Chovy, and that'll be the end of Doran as well.
Huge teamfight win for GENG. I think T1 gave a lot of space. We're trying to re-engage, thought this is better. But just anything they can burn is positive. But I think also, he has flash.
Yeah, and he's got phase rush too. Just gonna use that to get away. They get the TP though.
This is not a good spot.
As, yeah, Doran, no flash. Remember, he used it earlier. He's just dead. And now look at this, the fight gets Sion, the train from the right side of the screen. Didn't even see that, as now Owner gonna trap everyone and immediately die. As Keria gets in, Pays gets in, and 1 by 1, the T1 dominoes fall. GENG get the fight on their terms, and they dominate.
Fortunately for T1, pretty far in the hole already before this fight. The TP just was not a great spot for a Jace to be too nearly lead, but not able to capitalize on that big fight. And if you make that one big mistake, GENG will crush you now. Faker.
Here's the, yeah. Not much you can do about that. He does live, though. Well, I say that, and he immediately dies. Canyon just going to get in there and poke him. And now Pays doesn't have a health bar. He's gone. That's a double kill for Ruler, including the turret on top of it all. And that'll be game 1 in 25 to 26 minutes. As Chovy just padding those damage numbers. GENG make it look... Yeah, I think that's definitely the way that works. Oh, wow.
That was close.
This is so annoying for Owner. Like, you're playing Pantheon. You're supposed to be the guy that makes plays, not gets play made on.
Faker is very low.
Yeah, Faker might just have to flash away. Instead, he gets flashed on! And an auto! And one more from Keria gets it done, as now, actually Duro rather, gets it done. And yes, Chovy will go down, but this is a massive win for GENG. His Pays is super low! And Duro picks up another one. As you see that Ruler does make his way up a little bit late.
So
and we have a 3-kill Nico.
This was a very weird passage of play. And he's gonna have Rocket Belt pretty soon.
Yeah. And they're trying to steal some grubs here. Canyon in a little bit of trouble, as a little bit means he's dead. The Galio ultimate does come out, but Keen is running rampant on that back line. Chovy's still here, looking for another stun. He's able to lock up Faker, the public execution, and that should be the end of him with no flash on Faker. 2 kills for 1 in favor of GENG. And even Keen is going to take a bit of damage on the backside of that. I mean, you could just give away the Drake and
honestly.
give Keen a big sack of gold. I think I would take that trade, especially if I were Keen.
Honestly, he could recall after this tower and then TP in. I think it's too late, probably.
Terrell just
he's going.
Yeah, they're just going to press their buttons as the Smite Steal comes in! And they're also going to kill the Pantheon. Here's the Nico in the Nocturne ultimate. The synergy is gigantic, and T1 are just falling apart. Faker's in the front line with Doran, but it's just desperation. They're getting cleaned up. They get a couple of kills, but it's a triple for Ruler. A nice little Yunara moment on top of the
Hell. Faker's like, give me that 50 gold. Jovi's like, no, no, no.
I mean, sure, he can have it at this point.
No.
This Canyon is... okay, they're going to control the bush. And that's going to be key. Engage from Faker just gets flashed away by... Oh, the flanking! And Bessa straight into that backline. They're trying to peel for the Zeri, but Canyon is right on top of him. They take down the Lulu as the Between Worlds does come in, but the ult from the Pantheon is late, and there's the Nico. Fights the two of them, and that'll be the end of this fight. And maybe just the end of this game as GENG just absolutely stomped them at the Dragon.
I mean, Pays even did nearly 6,000 damage, and it's just...
That's a good idea, actually. I didn't think about that. That might work.
Yeah. Or you say dance party at Elder.
That always gets them.
Yeah.
They always fall for that.
How can they resist?
It's just too much fun.
Oh, big damage.
Yeah, Pays is trying his best. He's trying to get in there. And GENG, actually, they say, we don't like this engage. We're not ready. And Duro's going to find the Aurora, and Doran is going to hit the floor, and that is going to be the end of this game. As Pays, you know, he's got some good damage. He's clearing the wave. You know, they don't have Baron. Credit to him. But you're 16,000 gold behind, so
he's trying.
The game is over.
He's really trying. He's still got sums. He's going to make it happen.
Yeah.
Ruler has to respect him, honestly. A little bit of stepping up there.
So who's your POM for this game? Series?
You mean for the series?
Yeah.
POM, not POG.
Yeah, not POG. Well, that was a nice Tibbers. That'll be the end of them, and that'll be the end of this game as Ruler gets a nice little shield bow shield. And they'll take out the turrets, and they will take down T1. And GENG looks like they're back in form.
Unsuccessful in terms of leading
I imagine he's getting a lot of chimes, though.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's a positive. You do like to get out onto the map as Pyosik taking a bit of damage from Faker. The train comes out as Pyosik is going to flash out of the way, still gets slowed, and the Q's charged up. Oh, dearie me. This guy is definitely dead, and it's Faker that locks down that kill. First blood over to the Orianna. Disaster here for the DNS.
He does not even have to use his ultimate in order to take him down.
As Dudu now is some needlework. Doran just looking to try and get out of here. Doesn't have the ulti up and available and does have to flash. Is now Pyosik in trouble. The smite is eaten by a spell shield, but he's still very, very dead as Faker once again going to take down Pyosik, and Dudu just running away from the entirety of the situation. 0-2 for Pyosik. We were talking about it before.
Expectations.
Yeah. So far, not necessarily working out as Dudu going aggressive, gets the flash over the top as Doran looks to move towards Ona, but he goes down. They now look to try and trade it. They will be able to do that, but a 1-for-1 is not what they were looking for.
Great read by Dudu.
CS lead. Getting more camps as Paranoia finally comes out. Pop Blossom is going to put him up into the sky though as he's kicked back, and Ona does manage to follow. Docdom now here as the Tempered Fate comes on down, but it's just not going to really do enough as Docdom is in a whole lot of trouble as T1 are circling like sharks right now. The wave not quite here just yet as Docdom looks to just try and chase Ona out of here. Peacemaker comes on through and he knows that he's dead. And he's finished off by a sonic wave of all things.
Yeah, well, at least while they try to slow this down, see if they can secure the smite. I mean, that would make it worth it.
Yeah, let's see whether Ona comes over and looks for this. He is certainly going to do so as Pyosik can use the ulti to reposition, but the Pop Blossom onto 3. Pyosik gets into the backline, but Carrier has already created so much of a problem. He does go down as they now look for the angle. A double kill kill for Closer just before he goes down, as Peter just barely staying alive. Pays in a lot of trouble, but Doctom as well contending with Doran as Dudu looking to cut him up. It's a double kill for the Lee Sin, and they manage to take the Drake, and Owner is able to take down
he can
the
stop the
Caitlyn
retreat
as well. It's, oh my goodness. Does smite down Shelly as Pyosik looks to try and get out of there, but there's a resonating strike. It's a Quadra, and Owner's looking for a potential Penta angle. He does find the Q onto Dudu, and he is of course going to follow it, but I don't think they're going to be able to take down the Gwen right now. He wasn't that pixel further away. That whole fight could have been different as Shockwave connects onto Closer, but he is focused on taking down this turret. They should be able to do so. That gold lead moving back towards 3K as Tempered Fate comes in and catches Pyosik, but not Carrier, as the Fear is still going to connect. Needlework comes on down. That's Ace in the hole to lock up the kill for Doctom. But now Owner is making his way in, finds a resonating strike. Dudu is able to immune that ultimate coming out from the Ezreal, but Pyosik not a lot of options. The train is going to pass the station here as Dudu is deceptively tanky with his Riftmaker, but still, Owner is such a beast. Doran likely to fall down, however, survives somehow as Dudu goes into the mist and is able to keep himself up. Closer has a fair bit of damage, but now without the Gwen, this could be problematic. Q connects, the Emperor's Divide doesn't do enough, and it's Pays that locks down the kill on the Azir.
Some of these fights have just felt too close for comfort for T1, and yet they've still pulled it off thanks to Owner's incredible Lee Sin. But man, I look at how DNS have played. This roster definitely has something in it, but they are so far behind now.
Well, let's see whether they can find an angle here as the flash in from Dudu gets vision as well as they dive on top of the Ezreal. Pays just doesn't get to play the game. Pop Blossom trying to use defensively, but Carrier will be able to keep himself alive, and now Owner makes his way in. My God, the damage of this Lee Sin, and the Shockwave is able to pick up the kill as well. Down goes Peter. The Emperor's Divide is there, but Closer, I don't think he's likely to survive this one, and Faker says absolutely not. Takes out that Golden Bird, and DNS are forced to run for the hills.
It's just another almost miracle win for DNS where you're like, oh, how did they out-rotate T1 again? And then ultimately, they didn't, right? No. Tempered Fate does not actually really get them a whole lot there in the fight. You know, it actually kind of
They have the Chemtech Soul as Magical Journey brings Dudu in. They're looking for Pays once again as he does get himself out. There's the Tempered Fate. Pop Blossom is going to connect as Dudu moving all the way up. And now Closer looks for the Emperor's Divide. They find it, and they grab the kill onto Faker. Carrier goes down as well, but it's Owner that is a true carry here. Kick back once again, but the Q doesn't land. It's Peter looks to get on top of Pays, and Dudu is going to assassinate him. Now it's Owner and Doran against the world, and the DN Supers, once again, they find...
Doran is dying in live, or nearly dying.
Yeah, someone was dying as they look for the angle, the flank opportunity, but the kickback comes through to disengage. Peter is tagged by the Sonic Wave. Resonating Strike comes on through as now Dudu is fighting against Owner, and Owner likes those odds. Able to take the double kill as he takes matters into his own hands. A triple for the Lee Sin. This guy is just a little bit too fed. 11. Give POM to Owner and move on. But instead, we want as much League of Legends as possible. But what an incredible performance from this guy. As Doran going to be able to soften up these Nexus turrets straight into the queue. Beautiful Shockwave from Faker as the Pop Blossom going to pick them up, put them down. And the DN Supers will be laid to rest as T1 off the back of their jungler are going to dominate in this later stage of the game. One team fight looked like hope, but Owner said, no, not today, my friends. His Lee Sin just as incredible as always.
I was impressed by 6 players because they have such great setup for him, such great front line. He's got Wild Growth. He's got both his summoners available for this next fight. DNS are ready to go for it.
Well, Pyosik going in. They're looking for the angle towards Pays, who throws down the culling, and in goes Closer. I'm not sure about that one. Bounces out immediately as there's the Gnar from Doran. Finds the angle as Closer will be taken down. Pyosik out of the fight as well as Owner picks up the double, and he's continuing to dash forward. A decent polymorph there from Life, but Owner will not have it. Still, he does go down, but he takes the Inara with him, and Dudu's fed, but I don't think he's fed enough. It's Pays that takes him down, and it only costs them one jungler.
Doran just kind of flipping the equation on better Gnar, and be able to get this inner here. Pays is walking the tightrope on it.
Yeah, in goes Dudu though, looking for a bit of an angle, but he just gets blown up before he can do anything at all. The knockback onto the Pantheon as well, and now Doctom unable to do anything. T1, I think, have just won the game. The wallop comes through, down goes Closer, and blink and you'll miss it as the game is just kind of over.
I don't even know if it was flashed by Pays or what. It looked like Pioshik went in and the Wild Growth just missed. Like, he just straight up missed.
It might have been Melio.
Yeah, it could have been. It was very messy, and that's just the game. Okay, well, good try, DNS.
It felt like this game was like really kind of teetering and close, and we were heading towards 30 minutes, and now it's just done. T1 with a 2-0 over the DN Supers.